just doesn't want to rotate. But I'm gonna figure that out for the next live. But I had a little slowdown moment. So instead of doing this video and then putting it through the editing process with music and all that stuff, I thought let me go ahead and knock this out as a live. Hopefully we can get it done in the next 30 minutes. But because I'm doing this, I know somebody's probably going to walk into the cigar lounge. For those who asked me before I even get there, what I'm smoking on today is a Padron 7000 series. Goes great with coffee. It's a full Nicaraguan cigar. I like my Nicaraguan. So Nicaraguan Creole, rich, robust tobacco taste here at Smoking Phoenix Cigar Lounge. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and just jump into this video. Like I said, you know I was going to do this and send it and just put it out. But yo, I want to thank everybody who subscribed to the channel. If you're finding me for the first time, we talk about spiritual things here. And we do talk about other spiritual things beyond the understanding from a biblical basis. We do a lot of these videos for my people who have left Christianity, left other religions, and we just want to solidify their rationale. We're going through a series on Tuesday nights where we are basically breaking down the book of Genesis. So we might go through Exodus as well. But we do that on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. So keep joining me live there. If I don't have some employee here, then I got to do it. And then I'll do that as a regular video like the next day. All right. But so let's go ahead and get this, how Ruth never existed. And this video is only being shown on YouTube. It won't be on any other Facebook and nothing like that. So many of you may know who Ruth is. Ruth is, a lot of people like to quote, I got to go find my Boaz, because they look at the Ruth and Boaz story as a very good romantic story. I did a video a couple years ago about how it's a horrible romantic story of how they scammed people in order for them to be together and cheated them out of land and resources and things of that nature. And as soon as I start this video, somebody's getting ready to pull up to the cigar lounge. Let me just give me a minute here. If you're watching this later, you might want to skip forward a little bit. So when I disappear and I reappear, but give me a minute to take care of this customer when he walks in, because he's coming straight for the door. So please just be patient, stay. You're probably at work anyway, but just be patient for about 5 minutes or so. Hello, sir. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. Welcome to me.
Hey.
Larenzo.
Larenzo events.
Yeah.
It's going to be you as well. I'm excited that y'all are here.
I appreciate that.
It's amazing.
Yeah. You got some cigars up here. It's a lounge. It's what I would eat. What I would have. We're going to bring your own drink. We do have a little something for you, you know. What do you normally smoke?
Depends on what I can get. Definitely smoke some of the better Fuentes and Padrones. I used to smoke full body stuff. Anything that's been made. I can't do that.
Right.
But, all right there. You know what I mean?
I understand.
So, trying to back down to like some medium full. So, Florida and CVS, and it's supposed to be for lights and
That's good. The Perdomo 10th anniversary.
it's just like that champagne out of the golf course. It's so easy. You can smoke where my golf or put in the water, yard house. But that's too light for me to smoke. Too regularly to do it.
In the this line up here is the Big Boys, the local Atlanta guy went down off the farm in the Dominican girl. Your pizza?
I used to know a guy back in the day that did a cigar, and I can't remember his name.
So the signature is a little different line, but you got that full body flavor, so it's the same. Got a little spice, but still kind of creamy.
I used to be a rep for the Broncos back in 2010. When I got burned on the girls for the flagship was Madera,
Right.
I just wanted to come home to this car. So I'm was nice. I'm not getting into that. I love that camera grabber. They only did know to me. The V is definitely not there. And the line, of course, is better than the regular line. But the V line was the best thing people there is. They had regular. They had regular.
Okay.
She's good.
But the meat, yeah, I like it.
They'll let V put me in the floor. A lot of people like that fire. When I was a rabbi also, the guy that owned those lockers was a good friend of John Reed.
Okay.
He was at his wedding. And the very first weekend on I ever had a kid on John Reed.
Okay, cool.
Cool. And Acid designed all of the guy, this guy here, that is actually a guy named Acid.
Oh, okay.
He painted that bike he was leaving me against, and he was lived in the apartment complex that John Reed lived in. Met him, always stayed in touch with him. Brilliant artist. So, fast forward to them coming out into the Star Line. Acid does all of the artwork for it.
Okay.
Then he comes on board as sort of a kind of. He was, I mean, because he stuck him on the flavors he likes, like not flavor. You know, he was sort of an icon, but he brought him on as like all of the promotional stuff has to do.
Right.
So when they were here at Highland Cigar Shop, so 2010 era, the national guy, promotional guy for John Reed was in town with a Mini Cooper that Acid had painted. And so Acid came to represent his artwork, and I walked in, told him who I was. And me and the national guy Acid sat at Highland Cigar and drank, never forget it, was the Signet, the Cowan? This is or whiskey. But anyway, another cool story. I got a million of them. It was the coolest year in all life. I couldn't get rid of it. I just couldn't use it. After a year of walking to every single store in 4 states,
Right.
and people just being like, yeah, we don't know who you are. I just went through. You got reps coming in yet?
Not some of them. We had a whole team for months. Not 14.
You started growing. Darking that door more than you want. How did you get the space to allow smoking and everything?
No problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Smoking.
I
Certain things with the wall.
Yeah. I was gonna say I always just assumed everybody should.
No. They were really, I was in, I went to the liquor and food for
It's awesome. I'm proud of it. It's good. You gonna build a walk-in and
Yeah, we want to do those.
or just this walk? How are you keeping your evening with that? That giant humidifier around there?
Yeah.
Ooh, Uncle Ernest. I got a bottle of that on the bike. That's a great story, man. Did you know about all that?
Yeah, I went up there and went to the store.
I did.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, come on now.
Okay.
Good for him. Probably found some fucking recognition. All right. I am going to do 2 things. I'm going to go across the street because I forgot my fucking phone.
All right.
And my wife is doing shit. And then I'll be back and I'm going to smoke that with you.
All right. I'll be here.
It's early in the day. Are you drinking?
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
Coffee.
That don't count.
You know. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, though.
I got you.
All right.
I'll bring it.
All right.
I'll be back, Larenzo.
All right. See you soon. Sorry about that. He's going to be back soon, so let's knock this out. I don't know if you guys were hearing all that. But anyway, so Ruth was this woman. And the reason why Ruth is mentioned because out of Ruth, you get all the way to the line of David. Out of the line of David, you get to the line of Jesus. So, if Ruth never existed, then how could Jesus have ever existed? Right? Because one has to exist over the other. And I am convinced that the writers of this Bible had no idea or they didn't fact check their stuff before they got into it. So we're going to hit this real hard and fast before this guy comes back because he's going to sit here and smoke with me. I knew as soon as I started this, somebody was going to show up. So let's knock it out real quick. So yeah, in the beginning of Ruth, which Ruth was written about 1445 BCE to 1405 BCE is what they estimated was written. And we're going to go to Numbers after that. Numbers was written about 400 years later, around 1030 BCE. All right, so we got a 400-year difference. And some people may say, oh, well, the people could have repopulated during that time frame. But the historical record and the anthropological record doesn't demonstrate that. So let's hit it real quick, just to prove it. Now, here's the proof. In Ruth, first verse, it says that in the days of the judges, oh my God, now people want to call. Now I'm getting phone calls and everything. Goodness. In the days of the judges' rule, there was a famine in the land, so a man of Bethlehem. Oh my God, y'all, please just hold on. Okay, y'all, sorry. Give me to a little bit later on this afternoon. I'm gonna delete this freaking video and we're gonna start it all over. Give me about an hour or less, just in about an hour or less, okay? But we're gonna redo this whole thing, all right? Because now I gotta run down to the popcorn shop because we got a little mechanical issue down there. You know what? No, we're gonna stay live. Forget this nonsense. We're gonna take a trip down to the popcorn shop. I knew as soon as I started this thing, but I talk a little bit. This is crazy. This is crazy. I had like 45 minutes where I wasn't bothered, but my dang phone was dying. So let me walk down here to this popcorn shop, fix this issue, and then we'll get right back in there and get started. Hopefully we'll do it before that guy comes. All right. What's the problem? Hey, how you guys doing? I'm doing all right. What we got going? Here, let me do it. So when you get stuck, just take this, and you might have to move the ice because it's probably frozen against the blade. Now we're really frozen against this blade. Or we also got a lot of ice up under here. Oh, sorry. Get another one of these and make sure that ice gets out of that lemon. I was doing a live. It's all right. I'm probably gonna get laughed at on my live for all this crazy. Get it all over so you get like nothing's been crumbled up. There's still ice in it. Alright. Just to make sure that you have enough. So that. Yeah, take a lot of that. All right. Like those shades. Excuse me. How you doing, young lady? Hey, I appreciate you guys. So now I'm back in the cigar lounge. We're gonna see if we can get this done. But I appreciate you guys who stayed with me. So there's a famine going on in Israel at the time. So a man named Judah, together with his wife and two sons, who went to live in the country of Moab. Now, the man's name was Elimelech. His wife's name was Naomi, and the names of his two sons was Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephraimites from Bethlehem, Judah, and they went to Moab to live. So I'm gonna make this part short, all the way down to 8. Right? Well, no, right here on 4. They married Moabite women, whose name was Oprah and the other was Ruth. So we got that. They married Moabite women, Oprah and Ruth. Moabite women. Got that? Moabite women. So Moabite women are also another name for them is Midianites. All right. So we are going to then jump 400 years to the book of Numbers, and more specifically, we're gonna go to about Numbers. Let's get around 21, 22. So what you got in Numbers is that the Israelite people they're wandering around the desert. You got the whole story of Balaam and Balak, where Balaam is asked to give a curse on the people of Israel because they just wandering around. They camped outside of one of their cities, and they're like, oh my gosh, we don't want to get destroyed because these people been coming around. For instance, in the king Balak, he talks about, he's like, woe to Moab. You are destroyed. You are a destroyed people of Chemosh. He has given up his stones and fugitive and his daughters and captives to Sihon, king of the Amorites. So he's telling you that he's a Moabite king. And they go back and forth with Balaam and Balak, of Balaam warning. He summons Balak in 22 to put the curse. He said, in 22 verse 4, the Moabite said to the elders of Midian. So these are the elders of Midian. These are a people group within the Moabite people. So they're Midianites in Moab. They're Moabites, Midianites. These are the same people. They're not different people. They're the same people. And because we're in a little bit of a rush now, because I got a guy coming, we're going to go ahead and skip all the way to about chapter, you know what, I'm not even going to go through that chapter. Basically, later on, after Balaam and Balak go through their whole ordeal, and the donkey talks to Balaam, which is weird, because if a donkey started talking, you think that Balaam would have been like, what the freak, a donkey talking to me, right? But in verse 25, this is the problem that happens. In verse 25, it says, while Israel was staying in Shittim, the men began to indulge in sexual immorality with the Moabite women, who invited them to the sacrifice of their gods. The people ate the sacrificial meal, and bowed down before their god, before these gods, which is Baal. So Israel yoked itself to Baal of Peor, and the Lord's anger burned against them. Now, when the Lord's anger burned against the people in Peor, what then happened, right? And mind you, in verse 6, it says that then the Israelite men, then an Israelite man brought into the camp a Midianite woman right before the eyes of Moses. So he brought her right before the eyes of Moses. And this guy's about to come in, God dog it. So here's the thing. In chapter 31, if you go read that one, because I'm going to have to cut this video. I might just redo the whole thing. You know what? I'm just going to redo this whole thing because this is driving me insane. Because I want to give you guys a lot more information. We're going to talk about the destruction of the Midian people, Moabite people. All right, so I'm sorry. We'll do this again in about an hour.